Recently, Bubble Mat has become popular again with its stock price plummeting by 30% after the release of the financial report, and its market value has evaporated by nearly $60 billion.
But at the same time, investor Duan Yongping said that after looking at the bubble, Matt decided to withdraw the previous statement that he did not invest, and on the one hand, he changed his mind. After discussing it, one faction thought that the opportunity had come, and Bubble Mat could surpass Hermes and Disney in the future, while the other faction directly dragged out the toys and sold them for hundreds. So why hide? Some people also ask me what I thought. I don't understand stocks and I don't give investment advice. But if the stock price rises, I will desperately run a company. And as soon as the stock price falls, I will start to curse wildly. This matter is a bit strange. I happened to visit Bubble Mat, and I also heard that the founder Wang Lin did not explain Bubble Mart's business model. I know that Bubble Mat has never changed. It is there. His products haven't changed. The model hasn't changed. And the founders haven't changed. If you really want to understand this company, instead of staring at stocks and sentiment comments, it's better to go back to a more essential thing and see what he's doing. Just right founder Wang Ling recently accepted an exclusive interview with Xinhua News Agency. The market interview talked about a lot of business, entrepreneurship, products. Very simple, but behind it is a whole set of thinking. And these thoughts will not change because of the fluctuation of stock prices. I extracted 6 points from it to share with you after watching the video. I hope you will also understand Wang Lin better and understand Bubble Mat better. Yiling's beneficiary soul is endless details, and in the interview, Wang Lin rarely got angry, not because of strategy, not because of performance, but because of a small shopping bag.
I think there is a problem with our booking with this. Who is in charge? We have held so many meetings, and that person has never had a reference meeting.
Why does the founder of a company with a market value of 100 billion have to pay attention to whether a bag is a bit of a fuss? But it's not because a bag is more than just for the user. It's the way you take the brand away. The bags with good texture are soft and fuzzy in taste, and the bags are cheap, which is the hardest part of retail details. Let's just say that offline store lighting, music, smell, color, greeting, rain, price, each one is very small, but it can't be done. Because these things together will form a sense of cultural envelopment. Just like people can feel the field when they walk into a temple or church. An Apple store is transparent and simple, full of technology, but it is bad. A temple is solemn and calm, and the incense is also bad. If your strategy is to build a world-class, aesthetic consumer brand, but your shopping loan is cheap and rough, then the strategy is equal to zero. So Wang Ling will say that he should pay attention to small things. I am generally in charge of the biggest things a little more and the smallest things more are the details. The biggest thing is the strategy. About the strategy, Wang Ling and how to choose. The second Bubble Mat is a company that says no every day.
We have the biggest essential difference from many companies. That is, we say no every day. We want to open more stores. We want to do more products, not more products.
Many people think that Bubble Mat can get bigger because he is lucky to step on the outlet. But from the interview, we can see that Bubble Mat's success is not about doing something right, but about not doing anything. The most classic one is that there was a product called Sunny in the early days. Angel accounted for 30% of his sales, but when Bubble Mat was about to enter Shanghai to open a store, the other parties suddenly stopped cooperating and did not give exclusive guidance. If you were the boss, how would you choose? Most people would say to stabilize and survive first. Even if it is not an exclusive agent, it is signed. But the choice of the undead is that I simply don't want it. Why? Because the agent is always building a building on someone else's foundation. To see your own foundation, this foundation is to sign artists, do original IP, and do your own IP. So you can decide what theme to come out of the next season. Only then can we decide whether to replace the small wings with transparency. And only then can we have the motivation to invest resources to create a top-level product experience. And the top-level experience brings user loyalty, forming brand potential energy, attracting better artists to cooperate and creating a more top-level experience. This is an enhancement circuit for Bubble Mat. And Sunny Angel does not belong to this circuit. So Wang Lin's crazy. No at the beginning, even later, cooperated with more. Opening more stores and saying no is to protect this enhanced circuit strategy, which is never the lightness of what to do, but the determination of not to do anything. Mediocre companies die from too many opportunities. Great companies give birth, refuse temptation. 3 really powerful things to help users avoid what to look at his products. Many people will ask why adults buy these things. Toys are not played by children. And the reason why Bubble Mat can sell toys to adults is that they can sell toys to adults. Because he found that users want more than just cuteness, but also not to look childish. But this degree is difficult to grasp. If you only make cute, it is easy to become a toy for children. But if you add a little weirdness to cuteness, a little bit of unruliness will become a trend, such as, why is it popular? Because it is not simply cute, it is a little bad, and it is a little rebellious. This helps users circumvent a very important thing. I look like a child. So, you will find a very interesting pattern. Good products do not just meet the demand, but help users avoid a label they don't want, sports brands, and avoid dirt. Knowledge products avoid anxiety, Tide Play avoid naivety, and Bubble Mat is a company that has done this very well. 4 is not selling toys, but selling hits. The most incomprehensible point of Bubble Mat is the blind box. Some people will say that this is just gambling. But Wang Ning gave a more romantic and bottom-level explanation in the interview. The essence of the blind box is not gambling, but you just want it, and I just give it to you. You can recall whether there is a most desired model in your mind when you open the blind box. When you really open it, that happiness is not earned but actually what I want, which is actually a deeper mechanism behind it. It's not about meeting needs, but about hitting expectations. Just like when we usually receive gifts, the best gift is not the one you said in advance. So there is no surprise, but the other party just bought the one you wanted. So Bubble Mat is providing consumers with a high-end emotional experience. It is not to meet the demand, but to design a process full of uncertainty, so that users can hit the result of desire. When asked how to grasp the emotions behind doing IP, Wang Ning said, these different IPs and then it actually has different emotions. And looking back from this sentence, you will find that Bubble Mat's different IPs have completely different emotions, such as Molly, who has almost no expression. It doesn't comfort you, but allows you to stay with your emotions. And for example, emerging people are warmer and more healing, like a lamp that catches your emotions. Another example is that pulling step by step is a bit bad and a little rebellious, and you want to release a little emotion after a day of suppression. You will find that the emotional value that users need will migrate subtly with the changes of the whole society, and almost every time Bubble Mat can give the corresponding answer. This is the source of the explosion, and the sixth greatness is the correct accumulation of countless times. Where did Wang Ning come from these business skills? Not from any textbook, not from any business school. All the strangers come from specific experiences again and again, and the seeds of stories should start from when you were a child, and you were a small business at home when you were a child. The little undead watch all kinds of customers walk into the store every day. He found that everyone who came to buy cassettes and fish utensils had no age, no occupation, no wealth or poverty. Why? Many years later, he suddenly understood that these two things were not selling functions, but emotions. Music can bring pleasure, fishing can bring tranquility, and the seeds begin to germinate when you go to college. He took a picture of the freshman entrance military training party, and the first batch of 1,000 copies of the course disc were sold out in half a day. And when he traveled to Shanghai, he saw the video of the horn that everyone was shining at the concert, so he contacted the factory to buy 10,000 goods and sold them. But after really going to society, he found that doing business was not that simple. In college, it has channels and networking opportunities are readily available. But if you can't recruit people to open a store, you can't keep people. And even once an employee ran away collectively after asking Wang Ning for wages in advance on the eve of the Spring Festival. 店长给他发了一条信息，
说：“哎，王宁，明天你自己去开门吧，我们把钥匙放在哪儿哪儿，然后我们集体辞职了。”
He could only call the founder team over, open his own store and sell his own goods. These experiences made him understand one thing. The so-called business is not shouting slogans, but doing a good job in small things. Adjusting the lighting optimization process. The greatness of design details is not an instantaneous display of inspiration, but a frequent and correct accumulation, again and again, about Wang Ning and Bubble Mat. We will talk about it here. If you look back at the beginning, those voices brainlessly touted money laundering, hype, and IQ tax. It doesn't matter if it is important in the face of these more specific business logics. It really doesn't matter. The business world has always been noisy, and as soon as the stock price fluctuates, the sentiment is amplified. Some people chase the rise, some kill the fall, some are excited, and some are angry. But a company's real answer is never in that stock price change curve. In these more specific places, the founder's correction of details, the team's restraint on trade-offs, and the product's understanding of human nature. These things are the bottom understanding. These is the only way to understand this company, pay attention to Liu Run, and lower the cognitive threshold of business.